Hello, welcome to Strategic Management for the Summer. I'm Steve Sellers, and I'm really excited to go through the class with you. We're going to learn a lot together, and hopefully this class provides practical tips to help you move forward in your career after graduation. During the class, we're going to use the following tools to learn basic concepts of strategic management. We'll use discussion boards to discuss and think about concepts. We'll have at least one, probably two on most weeks. We'll use case analysis. You'll be part of a team that analyzes cases together, and you'll also analyze cases individually. We'll use objective tests and quizzes. I'll charge you with finding current business news articles about strategic management and writing up summaries of those articles. And finally, you'll develop a video that outlines a job search or career advancement plan based on the strategic management process. So I wanted to give you a couple of tips for each of these areas. On discussion boards, what I'm looking for on discussion boards is a lot of engagement. I like it when you interact a lot with your classmates and your peers, and not only interactions that say, hey, I agree with that post or great post, and there's nothing wrong with those, but what I'm really looking for is what I call value-added responses. I'm looking for you guys to say, yes, I love this post, but what about this? Have you thought about this? Or what if you did this? Or I found this additional article that provides even some more background on this. Here's what I learned. Those types of posts is what I'm looking for. So when you think discussion boards, think lots of engagement, value-added responses, and I'm just looking for a lot of conversations between you and your peers. And I'm going to try to participate on as many of the discussion boards as I can. Cases, just my ideas on cases are, and if you're like me, when I'm reading these business cases, I have to read them 2 or 3 times before I really grasp all of the case details. And I would encourage you to do the same thing. Also, when you're reading the cases, look for them to connect with class concepts. As we're studying different class concepts in the chapters of the book, those cases are going to connect to those concepts in some form or fashion. So look for those and have that in mind when you're reading those cases, and I think you'll get more out of them. Also, when you're working on a case analysis with your team, realize that it takes longer than you think to pull all of that stuff together. So start early when you're working with your team. And actually, the team cases are outlined in the syllabus, which cases we're going to be looking at. So you can start from day one, reviewing, reading, and becoming familiar with those cases. On the case analysis, both the team ones and the individual ones, I'm looking for really well-written cases. I have pretty high standards when it comes to the writing quality, so make sure that you edit carefully. I want clear, thoughtful comments, and I want your paper to be formatted logically and make it, where it makes sense and easy to read. So do a lot of editing on your writing, because I'm looking for really well-written cases. For the news articles that I'm wanting you to find, I would encourage you to start paying attention to the business news now. There's a section in WT class, the resources section, where I've listed some of my favorite places to get business news. And those are great places to look. And you certainly don't have to just look there. You can find it from other sources as well. But what I would encourage you to do is start, every day watching the business news and bookmarking or favoriting the articles that are your favorites, the most interesting, the ones that connect with concepts that we're learning about and reading about and thinking about in this class. And then what I would encourage you to do that all summer long. And then when you get to the end of the summer, choose your favorite 3 business articles and use those as ones that you post on the discussion board, that you write them up and tell how they connect to the concepts of the class. And then lastly, on the final video, this is what the entire class is building towards. The strategic management process lends itself very well to the job search or career advancement plan, to developing a job search or career advancement plan. So as you study the various parts of the strategic management process, think about how it can relate to a career plan. Have that in the back of your mind as we're going through the course, and knowing that we're building to that. That's going to be kind of the culmination of where we get to at the end of the summer. And I'll try to point out how concepts can apply to a career plan, throughout the summer as we go through our material. And then lastly, as I'm thinking about this course and the pandemic that we're going through, these crazy times, the concept that's come to my mind is the concept of a detour. When you're driving down the highway and we're forced to take a detour, I mean, if you're like me, I can't wait to get back onto the normal route. You know, I usually don't pay any attention to what I see on the detour. I just want to get back to the main road. Well, COVID-19 has caused us all to take a major detour. I mean, our lives are on different paths for the moment. And if you're like me, I'm ready to get back to a normal. However, on this detour, let's not miss opportunities that otherwise would never have come our way. I encourage you to use this detour to get ready for when the economy comes back. And I believe that it will come back. This is a great time to improve career readiness and professional skills. Take advantage of the standstill to improve yourself and to be ready to advance when the opportunity comes. In order to encourage you to do this, I'm going to add a couple of extra credit assignments to motivate you to make the most of the detour. I mean, and you don't have to do them, they're extra credit. However, I want to reward those of you who make the best use of your time during this crazy COVID-19 time. So I'll provide more details as we go throughout the summer on these, but just know that that's coming. So I'm super excited to take you through the class this summer. Summer moves quickly, but I think it's going to be good and we're going to learn a lot. Let me know if you have questions, and I look forward to having a great summer with you. Thanks.